if you don't have it in your mind that you're gonna do something that you want to do, and you're going to set your target and say, hey, this is my goal, it never works out, right?
Yeah, it's your mindset, it's your confidence in yourself, at the end of the day.
So if I'm in that conversation with that customer, I'm the one, the pirate with the big, steering wheel. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm the one with that thing. This guy's behind me, they're in my boat. So I'm always taking control of the conversation, and I'm bringing them to the close. I want you guys to win. I want these guys to succeed.
Living that life, we just living that life. Parking plots, living that life. We just living that life.
Okay, let's start with the door-to-door. Because, because I did door-to-door, and I have a lot of door-to-door subscribers now.
Really? Let's talk. Let's before we get into it, let's talk a little bit about like who is your, like, although your current fan base or current subscriber base may not be like this person now, but who is the person that you want to talk to? Like, who would be the person that you wish was connected to your content?
Past version of myself. Oh. It's perfect. So when I graduated college, I did door-to-door during college in the summers. And then after college, I realized I don't want to get a freaking lab job, pharmacy job. I was a biochem major. I was like, I'll just keep doing this door-to-door thing year round now. I just want to make money. I don't want a 9-to-5. I knew that for sure. So kept doing door-to-door. And then during that time, came out to visit Parker.
It's a friend of yours.
My best friend in Thailand.
Okay.
Because he did a semester abroad here in Thailand. That semester abroad, me going to visit him, changed both of our lives.
How old were you at that time? 20?
We were 23.
Oh, just out of school.
Yep, and then we moved full-time to Thailand out here, 25.
What a jump.
25, and it's been fucking 9 years. I just turned 4 a couple weeks ago.
I'm 34
I came to Thailand at 25.
What made you stay? Obviously there's a lot of things to make you stay, right? But why did you stay the second year? How about that? Like, if you came here the first year, how long were you planning to stay when you first arrived?
The dream was to be a digital nomad, to blast off, live in Thailand full time, travel the world, work from your laptop. Okay. The dream was to be a digital nomad. And
got it.
I signed up for the same course that Trevor Fender did, your high ticket dropshipping buddy, Dropship Lifestyle.
Okay,
signed
Anton
up for
Crowley.
It. Anton Crowley. I had him
on
my podcast too at one time. And Anton put on a retreat in Chiang Mai, Thailand. October 2014. We recently got the course. We were like, perfect.
Wow.
Let's fucking go to the conference and let's plan on hopefully making enough from our stores at that point to stay indefinitely.
What was the price point?
To be a fucking digital. It was, the course at that time was like 500. It's like 5,000 now.
It's nothing.
Yeah.
It's nothing. Wow. Yeah. And he must have been just getting started as well.
And so went to that conference. Ended up making enough to stay out here, and boom, still out here 9 years later.
And the price has increased since then, right? I've noticed as well, especially since COVID, the price has gone up drastically here. I feel like, right. That's insane, man. Dude, it's so funny that this guy, I've never met this guy, Anton Crowley. In fact, I never heard of him before because I only followed Ernest. Because I went to high school with Ernest, right? So Ernest followed Anton Crowley and created his own course. And then I followed his stuff, and then I met Trevor through Ernest, right? We met here, actually, at Affiliate World, like 2-3 years ago.
Nice.
Right? So Ernest spoke on stage at that event.
Okay.
So I met, and then Zach is cool with Affiliate. So I met all this group through them, and we've been connecting, and then Zach opened his store, and I coached him how to do it. Then he sold it, so I figured out, I showed him how to get it to convert, because he didn't know how to do it, right? So I showed him how to do all those things. And then, it's insane, man. So this guy, Anton Crowley, how do you pronounce that? What's the right
way?
Crowley? Okay. So this guy, Anton Crowley. So recently, I'm doing a course, right, on high-ticket dropshipping and teaching how to do it. So I'm like researching some of his content because I'm like learning, oh, who is this guy? He's like the big guy. And all I'm thinking the whole time watching this is, I'm going to eat this guy's lunch. I'm watching these videos and I'm like, oh my God, like this is not how you do it right. You know, like he has a certain technique. I'm sure he's doing well and people are successful with his program, right? I'm sure because it wouldn't be around, and he has a great reputation, right? But he's not like, there are so many things that when you get to a certain level, you're doing like $1 million, $2 million in revenue, like those basic programs, they just don't cut it. You know, so it's like, I recently just saw his content for the first time, like last week, like 2 weeks ago, just recently I saw it.
Yeah, he was the guy. And so we connected through Trevor Fenner, and then you're also a friend with Trevor Wright, Mile Method, and then he connected us because you were gonna do some videos or some stuff, or even make a course about sales. And then he says, connect with Riley. We met over Zoom a few weeks ago. Bada bing, bada boom. We're overlapping. You're flying out tonight. You're in Bangkok. Bada bing, bada boom. That's how it happens in the nomad world. But you're a door-to-door guy. You trained and ran one of those door-to-door teams.
Oh yeah. How
many years did you do that? And what was the key to a successful door-to-door thing? And then I also want to ask you, what advice would you give to current door-to-door guys? And so let's actually start with that one.
Sure.
If there's a subscriber out there, which I told you, I know I have a lot, doing door-to-door. And let's say you're pretty much done with it. You want to move on to the next thing.
Okay.
What advice would you give that person?
So you're saying the person's doing door-to-door, and they're out there, you know, in the field, doing sales, and then they want to get out of the field and they want to start doing their own thing.
Yeah, they're burnt out. Just like me. I was doing door to door and I was just like done with it. And so my dream was to be a digital nomad, do online business shit.
Right, absolutely.
And so, you know, for the other version of myself, you know, they want to escape, they want to be location independent raw. Now, what would you tell?
The biggest advice, okay, so the number one thing, which I think most people don't want to hear. I have some advice which is counterintuitive that a lot of people don't want to hear, but for me it was like a life-changing experience, right? So out of high school, I wasn't like a good student, right? I was I don't know, I had a good GPA, but I had no attendance. I skipped half of my senior year. So they wanted to expel me, right? So I went down. Yeah, that cat is awesome. So I went to go to get my diploma to go to graduation, and the guidance counselor was like, you know, anyway, I ended up being able to pass the grade, but the guidance counselors, they knew I wasn't going to college, right? They're like, this guy's not going to school. He wasn't interested in school, high school. There's no way he's going to be interested in college. And I wasn't going to like a local community college. So they put me at Geico. So I got a job interview at Geico and a job fair. So I became an insurance agent. So out of high school, I was 17, 18, 19, making like 30 grand a year, 25 grand a year. So I'm like living the life, right? I bought like a, you know, Toyota Celica? Are you into cars at all? It's like a manual shifter, right? So I bought this car. So I'm living the life. I'm like 17 with like a sports car, right? I got my own apartment, the whole 9 yards. So I'm living life, and I discovered internet marketing. So I discovered, I was watching like a sales letter one day, or reading it rather, and I'm reading it, and then I'm like, oh, next. Oh, this story is so compelling. Next. And then it's like, okay, now we want you to buy this thing. And I was like, wait, what? This is like before, back in the day. It's like when YouTube was just getting started, around that time. So I discovered internet marketing. I thought I'm going to be an overnight millionaire. I'm going to be an internet sensation. I'm going to quit my job at Geico. I'm making great money for no diploma. You know, I'm licensed in all 50 states to sell insurance and do service. And I quit my job and I started my own business, right? So I just went to my boss. I said, I'm done. I can't, you know, there's so many issues working in the corporate environment, right? So you're going in, you have like a 6-3, you have a login. If you're a minute late, you're not eligible for raises and bonuses. I mean, it's so crazy, right? They record your calls. They give you, it's just real. And the major thing was, I was at that time, I guess 18, 19, and everyone is like in their 40s, 50s, and I see they're all like whales. Like they're all like really overweight people. You know, and they feed you like every Friday and food parties, and I'm like, I don't want to, like, this is 40 years, this is me.
Oh yeah,
you know?
I was there,
right? And I'm like, this is not what I want to do, right? And so I go to my boss and I say, hey, I'm going to quit. And there's a long answer to your question, but I go to her and I say, hey, if I work here, here's my life trajectory. And I'm like, okay, I can make a little more every year. But if I quit and start my own company, here's my potential. And I drew like a straight, and she's like, all right, well, just, you're a young kid. Yeah. Whatever, they didn't want me to ruin my life. Okay, so the lesson I learned after, so you might think, oh, that's kind of a hero story, right? Oh, he I was brave, I was courageous. Guess what happened next? I got evicted. My car got repossessed. I lost all my money. I lost everything, right? And so then I had to move back in with my parents from my 2-bedroom apartment. And at the time, I had this mindset of like, oh, I'm going to go like rags to riches. Yeah. Right? I'm going to go, oh, this is a good thing. But looking back, I didn't need to quit my job to start my own project. And this is the major life lesson that I look back and when people ask me a question like, what should I do to get started? Right? And for me, it's like, don't quit what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing and cut out sports games, cut out YouTube, cut out anything that's not directly related to the goal that you're trying to achieve. And every extra minute that you have that you're not focused on the current thing, like if you're in the field and you come back and then like you have maybe an hour every night where you could watch Game of Thrones or you could watch something, but you're like, nope, I'm gonna do 30 minutes on my business. I'm gonna do this one action step, and every day I'm gonna do one thing. And then what happens is that secondary thing replaces your first thing. And that's the right process. Not, hey, I'm gonna quit and then I'm gonna figure it out. And then that's where everyone looks at you like, oh, you got your friends, you can't buy nothing. It's like, you can't pay for gas, you're asking your relatives for money. It's like this whole thing is not good. So my number one advice is to decide what you wanna do, whether it's transitioning those door-to-door skills online and becoming like a high-ticket closer, whether it's learning like high-ticket drop shipping and doing physical goods, or whether it's something simple as eBay or Amazon or something even more like on the like easy to implement. Anything in your spare time, because what happens is like you're working your day job. Let's say you're in the field, you make $100 in a day. It's a pretty good day, right? It could be. I mean, we had a minimum goal every day was $100. Sometimes you make 300, 400. I mean, I had days that made 1,000, right? But mostly you're making, a few hundred a day, something like that. It's a pretty good day. So, but you got like clawbacks and stuff if you're in the field, right? So you have all these issues and refunds and stuff like that. But let's just say, for example, you're in the field and you're doing your work, then you just got to put that time outside of work into something else and decide what it is and make up your mind on it and then set a goal and go after it. Right. That was like the one major takeaway I found out. Yeah.
There's no excuse to not do the side hustle, but like after work, especially door to door, you're fucking tired.
It's
and
tough.
Then so all right, fuck it. Do Sundays, do Saturdays.
Yep.
But like at the end of the day, bros, like you got to start your side hustle at some point.
Now.
You can do it now. It depends how bad you want it, and that summarizes life. Really depends how bad you fucking want it. On the flip side, it depends on your situation. So my situation, I was doing door to door, and I saved up like only around like 10K or something, and quit and went to the conference and sold everything. It was like I'm jumping in 2 feet to Thailand to high ticket drop shipping, and if I don't end up making money online, which in like 6 months, that's enough to live in Thailand for like about 6 months, like 10K. Then I can come back and I can just jump straight back into the sales thing.
Sure, because you have the skill.
If your job is easy to come back to, which most sales jobs are, most door-to-door teams are, then you could, if you saved up enough, jump straight in to your side hustle. Now, that's when you're young. You obviously have no responsibilities, kids, family to look after, mortgage and that. But if you're just like basically have no responsibilities, then hey, you can. So it depends on your situation.
It's also to add to that, like if you have savings, that gives you a leverage. Yeah. Right. If you have savings, if you don't have savings, then.
Yeah, obviously.
But if you're a young guy, like in my case, I was a young guy, I had no savings. Yeah. I cashed out my 401k. I lost 40% of the value, right? So, and also another key point I want to add to that, just a little side note, is I heard something on a short the other day, and it was about a guy who's very financially successful, and they're talking about financial literacy and how it's a language. Right? So you're growing up, you go to school, you go to high school, you go to college, maybe you're in a sales job, maybe you're working in a corporate environment, maybe you're just working for your family business, whatever it could be, and however you're living life, right? And if you don't have it in your mind that you're going to do something that you want to do, and you're going to set your target and say, hey, this is my goal, then it never works out, right? If you're just like on the river and you're in a canoe and then you let the waves just push you down the river, you got to use the oar and keep yourself exactly where you want to go. And this is something that people don't have this knowledge when they're young. No one tells you that.
Yeah.
No one says, hey, here's how you balance your checkbook. Financial literacy, like the language of financial literacy. Here's how you do even basic financial things, like, oh, if you're gonna buy something, use leverage, right? Or here's what FHA loan is. Here's what a VA, like just basic things. So you should have a literacy about how to use your finances. I mean, did you ever take a course on how to open a credit card and receive a sign-up bonus to get free travel around the world? There was no class on that in high school, right?
Yeah, but you should. If you're American, you should be doing that.
Absolutely, but every person who is successful does this.
Yeah.
It's a language that successful people speak that unsuccessful people don't speak. And you have to learn the language of successful people.
Yep. And thank God for YouTube, because the people watching this, they are already on YouTube in the self-education path. But let's jump into, all right, so you managed and trained a door-to-door team?
Yeah.
All right, so let's go over this kind of framework that you have. Go over it. Obviously it doesn't need to be super in-depth, but go over it, as brief as it makes sense.
Sure.
Because you were telling me this the other day on Zoom, and I was like, yeah, this is good, right? And, the same framework can be applied to if you're closing over Zoom or whatever.
100%.
Yeah, so what's the 4, 5s, and 8 sales structure?
Okay, so the 4s, 5s, and 8s is something I learned. I didn't create this. I was taught this through my door-to-door sales job. So a quick, the sales job that I was doing before was working with a Fortune 50 client. So they would have clients like DirecTV, Verizon, stuff like that. And then we would handle like door-to-door sales for the third-party contractor and for the Fortune 50 company. And the reason we're able to do that is because it was a 100% commission position. Right, so we didn't make money unless we sold a product. Yeah. So they're like, yeah, put as many salespeople out there as you want.
Same. I was one of them, selling DirecTV, Comcast, Verizon, FiOS for a door-to-door contract.
100%. Yeah. FiOS, an upgrade is beautiful. Yeah. From DSL to fiber, come on.
Oh yeah, it's all about the phone upgrade. Yeah. Or switching from DSL to fiber.
100%. That's a great sale. Yeah. Or we would add new phone lines. Yeah. We even pioneered adding a second DSL modem. Okay. Because you got paid on DSLs.
Right, you're really good, yeah.
So we would add like a second line with a DSL on it. It's kind of inside baseball. But the 4s, 5s, and 8s. So we had a sale. We were doing sales, 100% commission, and the position was in the beginning. You start off as like an account manager, and you have to do a certain number of sales goals per week in order to hit that. Go to a leadership position. So if you do $500 2 weeks in a row, then you become a leader. And then as a leader, you would train other like reps. So then you have a team of those reps. And then when you have 4 people that you taught how to become leaders and 15 people total, then you become a manager and you have a sales team, right? So I'm constantly building my sales team. So I've interviewed thousands of people, right? As you learn what keeps somebody. So I had to hire people. They're supposed to be there at 8. They message you at 7:55. I don't want to do it anymore, right? You get calls like that. So you have to develop the whole team. So you got to have like Sunday meetings with your team. You got to have like beers with them within 4 to 8 hours of them starting. There's all these little rules on how to coach your team, how to coach your people, how to be a leader. How to carry. There's so many different things, but it's all based on the sales portion. So the 4s, 5s, and 8s. So the reason why all the other stuff works is because the system of actually closing deals works. And it's replicatable. So I can take someone who's never done sales, no experience, I can bring them out in the field with me for like 2 or 3 days, I can show them a good example, and next thing you know, within 1 day, they can go out there and close their own deals, right? And better yet, in 2 weeks, they can teach people how to close their own deals.
Wow, okay.
Right? So that's how, when you have a system and you're not trying to reinvent the wheel over and over again, it's crazy powerful because you just, you know how to coach, what to coach on, and how to give feedback. So this is the system that's based on impulse sales, which is what door-to-door sales is, right? It's impulse. So you walk in the person's business or you call them on the phone, cold calling, whatever it might be, and there is a system on how to get that person impulse. So impulse can be defined as the person's want to buy, right? So as you're talking with them, then they're becoming more and more impulsed and their desire to buy is increasing. So we have the 4s, the 5s, and the 8s. So I'll give you just a quick rundown of each one, won't take too much time. The 4s are the 4 factors of impulse, right? The 5s are the 5 steps to a great conversation. So we'll start there. So the 5 steps to a great conversation, if you could imagine, so you have an impulse curve like this. You have a line like this. And in the beginning, you see there's a dip. So there's a dip, and that person actually becomes de-impulsed. So you can imagine this person's impulse is going up, and this is their desire to buy. So you start off here on the first step, which is introduction. So I walk into business, I introduce myself. So I have C factors, S-E-E, so smile, eye contact, enthusiasm.
Oh, dude, I love that one when you said it because I realized in hindsight why I did so well is because I naturally raise my eyebrows and smile. First thing when you knock on the door and they see your face, you have to be smiling, and then you guys are going to start to notice this in real life. People smile back without even noticing.
Oh, for sure.
It's natural reaction, and so that gets them into a mode, and many sales teach this, in-person sales.
100%. Yeah. Smile, I mean, it's just a simple thing. You smile at someone, they're going to be more open to receiving you, right? And then you have, I can't tell you how many new people I've trained. They walk into a business and they go, hello, my name is blah, blah, blah. Right? And it's like, oh, you're just saying that you don't want to talk to that person, right? So it's very important to have a smile, eye contact, and enthusiasm.
Enthusiasm, yeah.
Yeah, be excited. Like you want to be there. Right?
Are you Jane Smith? Is this yeah? Oh yeah. Go ahead.
100%. I mean, that's, people do that, and most times because they're nervous or they're not sure, whatever. But people just they underestimate the power of enthusiasm. Yeah. To be contagious in that way, it's contagious. People, they pick up on that vibe. Yeah. And so yeah, C factors is number 1. So introduction. The first part is C factors. Number 2 is icebreaker.
Yes. So good. I never saw this laid out in a framework before, but icebreaker, and I did a video recently about icebreakers. You got to have an icebreaker at the door, on a Zoom call. Yeah. And
it could be something super simple, like, hey, I like the color of your chair, right? Or it smells good in here. Or hey, what's that photo on the wall? Or oh, you've been to Spain, I see you got a Spanish flag. Or anything about the surrounding area. The whole point is just to break the ice. It's just that initial conversation, and you just use some kind of icebreaker just to release the tension in the interaction, right?
Yes.
And you'll notice that after, even if you did those perfectly, great C factors, great icebreaker, the customer is still going to be de-impulsed as soon as you walk in, right? In my case, I was walking in with a badge, a binder, a lanyard, right? Big Verizon logo, right? I even had a laptop at some point. We had like little tablets. Yeah. So I was like, did you do TPV codes? Did you do that, all that stuff?
With the phone thing?
Yeah. Phone verification? Yes,
phone verification.
Say yes 3 times.
Oh, that was the best. That man. Door to door is great, man. It really puts you through the fucking ringer.
Oh, those are fun, man.
It really teaches you how to like keep the conversation going, how to like ice break, how to just like, oh man, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
It's so much easier to close a deal now on the phone. Like your Stripe fucking invoices in your inbox. Go check it right now. 2 clicks, it's done. Like, they don't have to call in, wait for the fucking verification. It's so easy now, guys.
We had to do 2 verification calls.
Yeah.
And we had to do one with the customer service rep, and then one on like the auto verification call, like that one. And then we had to have like 10 signatures. It was like, it's so funny. And I just remembered, I was like, oh, you were in this industry. You must have done a TPV call before.
Yeah. So I'm saying, if you're a door-to-door proven guy, like you're gonna fucking crush with remote sales. It's so much easier. So yeah.
100%. Anyway. Well, you're just not in the elements. How about that?
Yeah, you're like, inside.
You're not, like, I mean, wearing a suit in the middle of summer in DC, walking around business to business.
Walking around the hood.
Oh yeah.
Outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. I did that place for a summer in the fucking hood.
I did Southeast DC for a while. Southeast, that's like Anacostia. Well? That's like MLK Avenue. That's like super like, you know, bars on all the windows, all the Chinese food shops and barber shops and stuff like that.
Anyway, back to you.
Just reminiscing. It's so much fun, man. Because the thing is, when you do something difficult in life, then the memories that brings are so fun. Like, you know, something that was very difficult and challenging in that moment, later looking back is like, wow, I overcame and I achieved that thing. And it was so worth it. Because you don't remember how you felt doing it. You remember if you did that thing or not. Right? Looking back, we don't think, oh, I was so tired when I worked so hard. You think, oh, I did that thing. I remember I did that thing.
Yeah.
So people don't, I think if people had this kind of mindset, like, oh, I'm struggling with something, but if you fast forward 10 years, like, you're not going to remember that struggle that you're in. But you'll remember if you did the thing that you wanted to do or not, if you accomplished it. Right? Anyway, so the C factors, icebreakers, that's introduction. So the they'll be de-impulsed, and then we want to raise the impulse. So if you imagine that same curve here, then right around here. Oh, also, if you imagine on this, before it goes down right here, there's a dotted line, and this is a customer's flat line. Yeah. That's just where they are normally in the day-to-day life. So they go below, they come back up. So now we're going to do step 2, which is short story. So short story, the main point of that is, number 1, to reduce the customer's skepticism. They're going to be skeptical. Who are you? Why are you here? What are you doing? And also the second point for that is to build rapport, right? So we want to build rapport with the customer. I mean, there's so many ways to describe this, right? Birds of a feather flock together. People who are like each other tend to like each other, right? There's so many things that if you build rapport with the customer and you talk about their experience in life, then they're naturally going to be, almost always, the reason they don't buy is because they don't like or trust you.
Yeah.
Right? So if you build rapport and you just continue the conversation and figure out what they're interested in, and you're actually interested in them, guess what? They're going to want to help you and they're going to be interested in you. Right? So step 2, we're building rapport. Really, and notice that this could be 5 minutes in, this could be 1 hour in, this could be an entire day. It doesn't matter how long each step is. The point is just you're going through this process. More high-ticket item generally will require maybe some longer time. Maybe more rapport versus less rapport. Yeah. So build rapport, step 2. Then after step 2, we're going right up the impulse curve, and then now we're going to start talking about the product. Okay. So the point is, at this point, we haven't even really mentioned anything about the product or service. We're connecting with that individual, right? Intro, short story. Number 3 is presentation. This is where I actually start to present the product and the reason why I'm there, what I'm there to do, or present the solution for the problem that I've identified in the short story, right? While I'm talking with them, I'm doing discovery during my build rapport part. I'm asking questions, I'm finding out what they want, I'm learning about their situation. Then presentation, here's how I can solve that problem, right? Here's what I can do to help you. And I'm going to paint a very clear picture about what that looks like, right? So here's how I'm going to solve this problem for you. In Verizon, for example, it would be like, great, so I reviewed your bill. I saw that right now you're on this plan. We're going to go ahead and upgrade you to this other plan. It's going to include free internet, or it's going to include another phone line. The new price is going to be $20 more per month. I'm going to go ahead and take care of this. I'll come back to you for the signatures at initial when I'm done. And then just walk away, right? Yeah. So presentation is all about building and explaining what you're going to do for the customer and then painting a clear picture. I mean, another example would be something like adding TV to the lobby, right? So if you're in a dentist's office and they don't have a TV in the lobby, then okay, great. So we're going to go ahead and add a TV in here, and it's going to increase the customer's kind of experience in your lobby. And also, if it's like a deli or something, they'll probably end up buying another drink, or they're buying another slice of pizza, or they'll stay in the cafe because they have something to keep them entertained, right? They're not just sitting here, looking at their phone. You want them engaged. You want them in the situation. Okay. So presentation is presenting the product. Most importantly, is to paint a clear picture and to sizzle the deal. So use like descriptive imagery and be descriptive about the situation. Okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then as we're going up the impulse curve, then before we get to step 4, there's another dotted line here at the top, and above this dotted line. If you, this line is gauging the customer's impulse or their desire to buy. So if it's above that dotted line, they're going to buy, B-U-Y. If you try to close below the line, they're going to say buy, B-Y-E, right? So what you want to do is you want to close above the line. So there's indications of like, is this customer closed or not, which are called closing signs, right? We're very simple and straightforward. So closing signs could be examples like future talk, if they talk about having the product or service in their business. So
how long is it going to take? Yeah.
How long is it going to take? Right. Or like, what's the speed on the internet?
Yeah.
Things like that, right? They're going to ask you questions about like assuming in their mind it's already installed. There's a silent, this is kind of more into the close, but there's a silent close. So the first person to talk loses. People have heard about this before. So that we'll get into that in the close portion. There's a lot of different closing signs. Future talk is probably the best one. That's the best one. But the most important thing is presentation. We're building the impulse to get to the close. Now we're at the close. 2 critical parts. Number 1 is assume the sale. Okay? So I'm not asking the customer what they want. I'm telling them what they're getting and then just going and doing it. Yeah. If they have an objection, they're going to tell me. Yeah. If there's something where they're like, no, what? They're going to stop you. Yeah. Right? You answer the question, go back into the close, go back into it. Right? So I'm assuming the sale. I'm always assuming the sale. Always, always, always. Critical guys, assuming the sale. The next point for close, we're on step 4. This is the actual close, is taking control. Right? So again, very closely related to assuming the sale, where I'm telling the customer what they're getting and what's going on and how I'm going to do it for them. And then I'm just walking away, right? If they're going to have some problem or if they have some issue, objection, they're going to take care of that. They're going to tell me. Number 5 is rehash. So remember, everyone has a sale hidden. This is upselling. The TV is a great example of that. I just signed them up for internet. Oh, I walk into a business, they have DSL and 2 phone lines. They have fiber in the area. I'm going to add fiber. After I close the deal, then I'm going to recommend fiber TV. Oh, did you know that it includes like NFL Sunday Ticket or whatever? I'm going to talk about that.
That's DirecTV, but
it is DirecTV, right.
Not anymore though.
No, they changed it. But I'm going to recommend other things. Like Fios has some sports packages too. They got a whole bunch of stuff. So they don't pay out commission. The new service is what you want, right. So anyway, the point was you have the rehash. So I'm going to upsell at the very end. So that is the whole structure of a conversation. Now, this is a very simple process, and if you meet someone or you go out for coffee with your friends, something like that, you follow these same processes, right? Hey, what's up? How you doing? How you been? What's going on in your life? What are you working on right now? Okay, where are you? What are you working on? Oh, let's work on something together. Okay, let's hit this goal together. Okay, great. All right, let's meet next week tomorrow at 5 or something. You know what I'm saying? Like you go through, those were just all 5 steps, right? Intro, short story, presentation, close, rehash. Very straightforward. So that's the 5 steps to a conversation. Then you have the bullets in your gun, the things you kind of weave in and out of the conversation, little bullets that raise the customer's impulse. So these are spikes. So if you want an impulse spike, okay, right? So the structure itself, the 5 steps to a conversation, this is the structure which builds impulse. Okay. Right? But then in the conversation, you're weaving in the 4 factors of impulse. The 4s.
Oh, okay, those are the 4s. Okay. Those are the 4s and 5s. Okay.
Exactly. So the 4s, number 1 is fear of loss. Everyone wants what they can't have. So right. I'm going to constantly, I'm going to let them know if this deal is running for a short time or if there's some. But a great example of this is like, do you know mystery? You heard of mystery before? Okay, so there's a big community of people called pickup artists.
Okay.
You've heard pickup artists before, right? Okay. Mystery was like the head, he's the big dude for it.
Okay.
He was like one of the main guys. He used to wear a top hat.
Okay.
And like a whole bunch of they did peacocking, they would wear rings, and it was a whole community of people that would go to the bar and pick up women. That was the pickup. So there's a story of he was it's a great example of fear of loss. Okay. So they go to him. He's on TV talking about how he's great at picking up women. He's teaching courses. The guy who wrote the game, Neil Strauss, he learned from this guy. So this guy's, so they did. A girl was kind of I don't like this guy's style, right? Some girls don't like that, guys who are too flashy or they try to pick up too many women. So she goes up to him and she says, she finds out where he is. He happened to be in town or something, and she saw him, she found him, she met him. And then she said, hey, I bet you can't pick me up. And then he looked at her and said, oh, you're not my type. And then immediately she's begging to get his attention, right? So it's just an example of fear of loss, of people want what they can't have. Now, obviously it's very contextual, right, based on the situation, but I'm always going to talk about the fear of loss. They can't have something. Number two is a sense of urgency. So I want to show people that I respect my time, I respect their time, right? So I have a sense of urgency. For example, I'm not talking to the customer, put my feet up on the table and relaxing, right? I'm engaged. I'm doing paperwork. I'm taking my files out. I'm showing them stuff. I'm valuing their time, and I'm valuing and it shows to people that I value my time as well, right? And that's a high value individual. Number three is Jones effect. This is one of the most powerful ones, and it's super powerful. Is I'm going to constantly mention other people I work with, right? So I work with for example, let's say in that morning you closed a deal at 10 a.m. for a new DSL on that block. For Sam's Pizzeria, you installed a new internet connection. I'm going to mention that shop all day, maybe all week.
Yeah.
Do you know Sam's Pizzeria on the corner of 5th and Broadway?
Yeah.
I put DSL in there.
Yeah, they got installed. Yeah, they're loving it.
Their place is popping.
Yeah.
They got the DSL in there now, and they're it's like a rave party, the amount of business they have, right?
Basically, yeah.
So I'm gonna constantly mention these other people I work with. And I'm not gonna make stuff up. That's not the game. That's not what we're playing here, right?
Yeah.
We always have integrity, but we're just gonna mention other people we work with, and we're gonna figure out how to do that. Number four, the last factor of impulse is indifference.
Yeah.
So this is acting the opposite of a salesperson, right? So typically you would think of a salesperson as pushy, aggressive, just trying to convince you even if you don't need it, right? They just thinking about their commission. We call that having dollar signs in your eyes.
Yeah.
Right? So if you are indifferent, you're acting the opposite of a salesperson.
Yeah.
So you're saying this is the best thing for you, right? This product is great. I've done the discovery. I know the problems that you have. I provided a solution for it. Other people in the area have gotten this thing. It's been great for them. It's something that we're only offering today. It's not really available later on, right? And so if you want it, that's great. If you don't, that's cool too. I'll go to your neighbor who will probably take care of it. Right? So I'm going to go ahead and get this taken care of for you, and it's just the best thing for you. So just go ahead and sign here, and you can pay with your card. Visa or MasterCard? Visa. Okay, great. And then you just go, right? So I'm indifferent.
It's good, yeah.
I'm not acting, well, you want this, right? You want to buy this thing, don't you?
Yeah.
You're like, what the? Who's this crazy manic person in my shop? Right?
Yeah.
Right? So you're indifferent. You're acting the opposite of a salesperson.
Yeah.
And people say, well, then how? But you need that person to sign up, right? Because you want to earn money. So it's am I playing a game here? No. The reason is because I know that I'm going to hit my goals based on my work ethic. So if this person says no, then I'm going to go right to the next shop and right to the next shop and right to the next shop, and no means next.
Yeah.
And I'm going to find the person that day who's my customer. So if I could give some word of advice to existing salespeople or new salespeople, the main point is that you focus on finding your person every day, right? So the name of the game and where you put your effort is not in convincing someone to sign up. It's in spending quality time with quality people. So finding the right customers and spending the right time with those customers.
Yeah.
Right? Because you have a certain amount of hours in a day. So it's very important that you spend, it's called QTQP, we used to call it, quality time, quality people. Right? So not wasting time with non-qualified leads, right?
If you can tell they're just bad attitude, you're never going to, if I can get this person, wrap it up.
They're asking a ton of questions.
Yeah.
They're like, sometimes you get all the way through the sale and then find out they're not the decision maker.
Yeah.
Right? Like stuff like that happens, right? So
Yeah.
as soon as you realize that, Get out of there.
Yeah.
I mean, a great thing that I would even do if they are the decision maker is like when they start giving me objections, I would just say, okay, that's fine, and just start closing my book.
Yeah?
Right, just start closing. I'm like, okay, and then like, wait, what? But are you gonna try to sell me?
Okay, you know what? Yeah, that's fine.
Right? And then that's fear of loss.
Yeah.
Right? So then they immediately get pulled into the situation.
Yeah.
So 4s and 5s, those are all based on conversational aspects. So 4 factors of impulse, 5 steps to a great conversation. Now we have the 8 great work habits. Right.
Yes, I love this one too. It was like, boom, you stack on the work habits on top of it, bros. You got the whole package right here, 4, 5s, and 8s. Damn, I wish I had this shit.
And the best part of it is 17 things, right? So if you're a coach and you're a trainer, it's so easy to coach your team, right? Because they go out in the field, they don't hit their goals.
Exactly.
They say, okay, well, what part of the system didn't you do today?
Exactly.
Oh, I lost my attitude. Oh, I didn't, my presentation wasn't strong. Oh, my intro wasn't good. And then that person's not butthurt because, oh, this person, they don't feel, oh, attacked, right? It's because, oh, no, you just weren't doing this part of the system. And so you got to figure out the system and how to implement it.
Do you have this in like a cheat sheet or a document or something?
I will soon.
Information below. I want to put this together. This is a nice little
100%,
thing you can get. Yeah.
100%. And then it's really so powerful for managers, really. Salespeople, it's good, but even people who aspire to be a sales manager, who have a team or are building a team, just the ability to just coach people on these bullet points.
Yeah.
It's
the whole framework is there from the work ethic to the icebreakers to the. Yeah,
absolutely. We'll give a list. We'll go over all the details. I'll make a little like PDF or something.
Yeah,
have it down there. So use that resource for sure. I want you guys to win. I want these guys to succeed, right? I want you to go out there and hit all your goals, and then show all the other people around you what you're doing and how you're doing it, and then they're gonna succeed as well. Yeah. So if you become that's leadership, right? You go out there, you know what to do, you hit your goals, you become the example, and then other people are gonna follow you, and then guess what? You have a group of people who are working with you to achieve your goals and their goals combined. So then you have more power, right? And then you create the reality you want much faster because you have much more energy working towards that goal.
Boom.
Right. So very important.
I want to make a whole thing on this about. I'm gonna steal your whole like framework for door to door and bring it to the remote sales worlds.
Sure.
We're gonna do remote sales teams. We're gonna be Zoom meetings around the world. Anyway, it's all the same shit.
I'm up for it. I'm also doing the course, right? Well, I'm focusing primarily on teaching my guys, right? I'm gonna have my own team that I'm working on. So I just decided
it's all remote nowadays, like door to door, like it's good because it will teach you, it will really throw you into the fire, but like you can do it remote now and just be being a remote sales guy. Anyways,
the money is much better because you're selling high ticket products, right?
Yeah, and the money can be more.
Way more.
You know what I'm saying?
Way more. I mean,
and obviously you can be living in Thailand, which is that's our whole thing.
I mean, can they see outside from here? I mean, this is a crazy view. We're on the 27th floor, the penthouse suite.
Yeah,
it's crazy. The ceiling is like 7 of me. Like I can't even.
Remote money, guys. And so we still got to cover the 8s?
Yep. Right. So 8 great work habits. So number 1 is be on time. Mm-hmm. Okay? Very simple, very self-explanatory. Number 2 is be prepared. Right? So if you have a meeting, make sure your notes are in order, make sure you've done your homework, make sure you know what you're doing. Number 3 is work a full day. This is one of the number 1 things that commission-based people don't do. Yes. Is they don't say, okay, they work half a day, and they say this doesn't work, and they go home. Right? You got to work a full day, because remember, that person is waiting for you to find them. So if you don't work a full day, you finish at 4:30 when you're supposed to finish at 5, that person was probably in that half hour that you missed, that you finished early. You cut the day short, or it's just. Also, if you hit another common thing people will do is they'll hit their goals early in the morning and then hang out the rest of the day and not work hard. Mm-hmm. But they don't realize is that because everything is law of averages and everything's a numbers game, that if you're not filling your funnel with leads and you're not actually going out there and aggressively attacking every customer, no matter if you're already on your goals or you need to hit your goals, you should have the same mentality, right? Because you're actually you're getting closer to the next day's goal if you keep attacking it. So it's very important to work a full day. Number 4 is to work territory correctly. So this means you have some system, whether it's like in our case, we had a map. So we had a map, and we'd block it off into segments, right? And then we'd work the whole segment. So if there was a road in that block on that map, then I would go that road tight to right, every door, every floor. And then if there's an office building, I would go to the very top of the building and work my way down, right? So I was, in the beginning, you're seeing hundreds of doors a day, right? You're hustling. You're out there just hitting the pavement. I mean, I can't tell you how many shoes I've bought, how many business shoes, how many shoes have I run thin. I mean, I was like DSW's #1 client. They're like a shoe outlet. You know what I'm saying? The business shoes, because you're walking all day, every day, 10 hours a day on your feet, right? Yeah. So anyway, that's a side note. Work territory correctly is number 4. So make sure you have your system, your process, whatever it is, follow it. I mean, it was something as simple as like if I'm going to the grocery store and I'm going to go every aisle, right? Rather than just go like aisle 1, aisle 3, aisle 4, or aisle 7, because the thing I need might be on aisle 2. And I skipped it, right? So I go every aisle, then I guarantee to hit that thing, right? And then also another side note for working your territory is do 3 laps. So we would go through the map once, go through the map again, go through the map a 3rd time, and then put the territory and let it rest for a year, or let it rest for 6 months or something. Then pull it back out, go 1, 2, 3.
You mean hit all the doors in the same
doors?
Because some people are not home?
Some people are not home. You might catch them on a bad day. Okay. I mean, it could be a number of things, So, but it would take me about a month to see 1 loop. So I'd come back next month for the 2nd loop. And then some customers would sign up on the 3rd loop. Hey, I've seen this guy twice. I kicked him out twice. The 3rd time. Oh, okay, I've seen this guy before. I trust him. What do you got?
Oh, interesting, yeah.
Right, he's coming back. So there wasn't a way for them to contact me. I didn't give him a cell phone number. I didn't have a business card. Right? It was just if I'm there, that deal could be done if I was there in person that day only. Right, and then the only chance would be if I came back around and caught them. Right. So work your territory correctly. Very important. Number 5, I believe we're on, is respect the client and customer. So, for example, in your case, you're Verizon as well, or Comcast, whoever it might be. So you're working with Comcast, that's your client. So you want to respect them. So every deal should be a win-win-win. You win, the client wins, and the customer wins, right? So we want to make sure that all those wins are organized. So the customer wins, the client wins, and all 3. And also integrity. So making sure that you have integrity and you're making ethical decisions, right? So I can't tell you how many new people would once you have the same conversation 100 times, 200 times, you know where the parts you could glide over. Right? There's an activation fee. I know they're going to have an issue with that because they're only kind of closed. If I mention the activation fee...
let's gloss over it, yeah.
If I mention the activation fee, they might lose the deal.
Yeah.
Right? But then the customer complains, and it's a call.
Integrity,
having those ethics is so key because a lot of new guys, they might not be ethical in the beginning because they're so aggressive to sign a deal. Right? You want to just close a deal. You want to just get some money in your pocket. Yeah. So you might just wave over that part. Hey.
I heard a term on YouTube today: commission breath. Don't have commission breath. Like just thinking about yourself and
Yeah, we call it dollar signs in your eyes. The customer could feel it. They can feel it if you got dollars. If you're just thinking about the money. It's like, I would imagine it's something like if a wolf was looking at a pig in a cage. The pig feels that. Right. Yeah. Okay, so that's good. That's number 5. Number 6 is, let's see, take control. Okay, number 6, I think we missed one. Listen, we got be on time, be prepared, work a full day, work territory correctly, respect the customer and client. I think we're on... That's, what is that, 6? Okay, number 6 is, I think we're missing one. Let me think for a second. Respect client and customer. Okay.
Integrity was one?
Respect the client and customer. That's fine. The next one, one of the most important ones I almost forgot. Literally, the one that new people mess up the most. Right? Is have and maintain a positive attitude.
Oh, yeah.
It's the one that new people mess up almost the most, all the time. I use the example, okay, if I have a video camera on you and I'm watching you all day in the field and I see your first door or your last door, I shouldn't be able to tell what door it is. I shouldn't be able to look at it and say, oh, this person's on door number 30. This person's on door number 50, whatever it might be, right? Because what happens is people will carry the nose. So it's like
the nose, yeah.
They'll carry the nose, right? So they get one no, they go a little one no, one no. By the end of the day, their shoulders are just sunken down. They're like a Notre Dame humpback, you know?
Yeah, can't do it. No, yeah. Yep.
So no means next. It should be like water off a duck's back.
Yep. Forget about it. 100%. And that's a big thing if you're getting into sales is you can't be taking them personally. It's like next, boom, all right, excited for the next one. It's like, baseball. Most of them are going to be no's. And in a lot of sales situations, most of them are going to be no's, right? And so,
I got a great example of that too. Baseball is a great example because it's a perfect comparison to sales. For example, like if you're a pitcher and you're throwing a baseball, right? You have your technique. You might throw a fastball, you might throw a curveball, you might throw a switch up. There's a lot of different types of ball you might throw, right? But the swinger, the batter, they're not doing a different swing for every type of ball that they're getting, right? They have a swing that they do no matter, and they want to place their swing where that ball is going to be, right? But they have their own swing, right? So they perfect their swing, they perfect their swing, they perfect their swing. So no matter what type of ball comes at them, they're going to hit that. They're going to have the swing which is perfected to hit that ball, right? So what this really means in a specific way is to control the controllables. Right? I can't control what type of ball is thrown at me, but what I can control is my swing. So I can control that, so I'm going to perfect my swing. And the equivalent in sales would be your pitch. So I'm going to perfect my pitch, right? So I'm going to make sure that I am so good at my pitch. There could be a bomb explosion down the street. There could be an ambulance right next to me. There could be everything distracting me, and I'm still hitting that pitch perfect every time.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the main thing is I'm controlling what I can control.
Yep. That's all you can do. Yeah. Sports is such a great analogy for business, for life, for sales. It's like, yeah, man, you perfect it. I mean, we're out here being professional salespeople, marketers, business people, whatever you want to call it. Like, let's fucking go pro, baby. And so
everybody wants it, man, but very few people are willing to put in the work to do it.
Yeah.
Everybody says, "Oh, I want this, I want that, I want to be this person, I want to be that person, I want to change these habits about myself, I want to," whatever it might be. Everybody has this kind of desire, but very few people, maybe less than 1% of people who have those ideas are willing to put in the work to achieve them.
Yep.
You got to sacrifice something, whether it's effort, whether it's time, whether it's money, resources. You got to sacrifice something to get something. Right? You put in first, you get out later. Imagine like a tree. You got to plant the seed, you got to water it, you got to sunshine, you got to get photosynthesis, all these things, and then a year later you get an apple.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, this is how things work. This is the way of the world. So people that want that overnight success just suddenly, it's just not real.
Yeah.
Right? It's not a thing. Even if someone went viral, it's like you don't know how many videos they made to get that one viral one, right? And to figure out that system.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane. So fail forward. Fail forward. You either win or you learn. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. Right? There's no losses in business and life. You get stronger. And so control the controllables, was that one of the 8s?
No, that was just a little side tangent. You mentioned baseball. I was like, that's like a perfect analogy.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 7 is take control. Right? So I am the one guiding the boat. Right? So if I'm in that conversation with that customer, I'm the one, the pirate with the big, steering wheel. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm the one with that thing. This guy's behind me. They're in my boat. Right? So as soon as I'm in the conversation, I'm the one in control. I'm guiding the conversation. I'm driving the car. They're in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to show. And if they want to make a stop, they're going to tell me. If they want to do something, they're going to tell me. Right? So I'm always taking control of the conversation, and I'm bringing them to the close. I'm picking them up. I'm putting them on my back. I'm bringing them all the way to the final step, and I'm saying, okay, now give me your credit card. Right? So I'm taking control. I'm not waiting for them to tell me they want it.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm taking control of the conversation. And the last one, 8 of the 8 great work habits, is understand your opportunity. Right? So what this means is there's 2 kind of sides of it. You have the small picture and the big picture. So the small picture is within the sale. Right? So I'm not going to prejudge the customer. Right? I always use the example of like, if there's like a grandma and you're selling like an online gaming product. And you're like, oh, this grandma's never gonna, what does she know about computers, right? She's not gonna. Some salespeople might think this person's not a qualified lead. They're not a qualified customer. But then after deeper questioning, you might find out, oh, this grandma, their nephew or their grandson lives abroad, and they love playing World of Warcraft together. And that's like her thing to connect, right? There's situations like this where people stay connected through video games. It's like a thing that's becoming more popular with remote. Because people are lonely. They're kind of alone in their places. So anyway, the idea is that you never know if this is a qualified lead or not. So understanding your opportunity within the sale. Everyone is a qualified lead unless they've already told you no like 3 times or it's just it's not going anywhere. But either way, I'm not going to prejudge the sale or judge a book by its cover. That's the first part. Second part is understanding your opportunity within the bigger picture and what are your goals. So you're in the field, you're getting no's. People will, the people who carry the no's, the people who have thin skin, it's because they don't understand their opportunity. So your goals aren't big enough. If you're going in the field and you're feeling bad or feeling downtrodden or you're struggling, it's because you don't have big enough goals. So you have to have big goals. And you understand your opportunity, and then also how do my daily actions lead me to that goal that I have. So when I'm in the field and I'm getting no's, and these people are telling me that they don't want to buy or they're not interested, shutting the door in my face, saying F off, all these different things that happen in the field, it never bothered me because I'm going to be a multimillionaire. These are my goals, right? It doesn't matter what this person says, what this person does. I know where I'm going. And I understand that, and so I'm taking my own steps to get there. And so when you have that mindset and you have big goals, it's just nothing affects you. You just become like that statue you have here in the lobby.
Your heart is fucking steel.
Absolutely, right.
It's your mindset. It's your confidence in yourself. At the end of the day.
100%, 100%. So those are the 4s, 5s, and 8s. So that's the system. That's exactly everything that you need to be successful in the field.
Dude, that is what I call a system.
Bro.
No wonder you guys had it down to a system. Like, we didn't have anything like that in my door-to-door days. That's got everything packaged up in 3 numbers.
I would go out in the field. First of all, I'm going out 4 deep most of the time. So I have 2 trainees, an interview, and myself.
You mean 2 each door?
I mean, with me all day.
Oh, wow.
So a quick idea of our system, of how our structure worked. So we have our atmosphere morning meetings and loud music, people going and having a good time.
Atmosphere, nice,
right?
Okay.
Yeah, right. Then after the meeting, you go to the field. People break and go to the field, right? If you hit your goals the day before, then you would get an interview. An interview is an opportunity to build your team because you want to build your team. That's the goal. So if you get an interview, that's an opportunity for you to get a new person on your team. So I had to interview everyone, a full day of observation. So I'd have 2 people that I interviewed last week and I had like a truck, like a small truck, really, packed, right? So I have like 4 people or 2 people that I'd be training. So one of my guys and one of my other team's guys, they'd be out there in training with me. And then I have an observer who'd be out doing a full day interview in the field with me all day. So I'm walking into a business, I got to close the deal, and I'm walking in 4 deep.
While these other guys like around you.
Who like don't know what we're doing.
Shadowing you,
Right. One person's interview, so they're naturally super skeptical. Right? So that vibe it could interfere with the deal.
Right, yeah.
Because I'm saying if you got like another mind in there, it messes with the vibe. It could mess with the mind. Right? So I'm rolling there 4 deep. So you got 2 trainees, and I still had to hit my goals. So I'm not getting paid for bringing out those trainees or bringing out the interview. I'm still 100% commission. So if I lose that sale because of that trainee, that's still on me. Right? So you really got to build a lot of rapport when you have...
Dude, I just realized that you remind me so much of one of my trainers, Matt Stanley. Shout out, bro. Oh, you even look like him too.
I love it. I love seeing people win, man. Whenever someone wins, like you have someone who trained you or someone who's out there like that comes to mind that was getting it done. I love that. I love that, man.
Dude. Let's start this whole system in remote sales. Let's get our teams making teams.
100%.
It's all about obviously people purchase things online nowadays, and Yeah, it's been, I got kind of, I mean, my whole thing as a digital nomad has been like, it's all about working remote so you can travel the world, make good money, get your commissions, make your money, but you can be living out in the tropics. You can be anywhere in the world because, of course, this is the digital revolution. All right, door to door. All right, that's old school. All right, and there's so many opportunities to, you know, have a great income that is totally internet based, on your laptop based. I never even knew about like remote sales, remote closing until like a couple years ago. So one of my Thailand buddies got into it, and then we did a video that he's like, I do remote sales, I'm making 10K a month.
What was his name?
Marcus.
Marcus, right.
And then, so I met him in Thailand as well at one of the Nomad Summits, and then he was like a subscriber, and then got to doing remote sales. We did an interview when we were in Turkey, and we met up, and he's like doing 10K a month, and I was just like, whoa, like, okay, so you're basically kind of doing like, it's kind of like door to doors giving me vibes, right? Because you're really just learning sales and that's your skill. As a freelancer, that's your skill, just closing these deals. And I was like, whoa, I can really relate because I used to be a door to door guy, and I haven't been had a chance to like revisit this kind of topic and like this sales psychology stuff since like 10 years since my last sales days. And
it's fun.
I love,
it's fun.
Yeah, it's like, this is
fun.
something I can talk about. I'm going to keep doing videos about this. And it perfectly overlaps with my whole mission as a YouTuber. It's like, help people be digital nomads, man. And you can do sales as a digital nomad. I was like, I didn't even fucking know that.
It's incredible. I didn't know about it either.
Yeah.
I had never heard about high ticket closing until recently. Actually, Trevor introduced me to it because I was talking about doing some like sales training because obviously Trevor and I would both do the high ticket dropshipping. So we have our stores, and you know, I was like, oh, I want to do some sort of info product. I want to do some sort of information based training, and he's like, you got to talk to this guy Riley. You got to talk to him. Like he knows about. He's like interested in this process, and like, oh, okay, cool. And that's how I got connected with you.
Yeah.
So I mean, and it's so much fun. One of my favorite parts is seeing how people change, right? So you have like, when you run a sales team, if you're a manager, your team will do about 80 to 90% of what you do. Meaning, right? So if you go in there and you have like, let's say your suit isn't ironed or your shirt isn't ironed.
Yeah, they won't be all the way.
Right, then
to where you are.
Yeah, well, it's funny to look at. It just happens. Like it's not like they do it intentionally. It's like some weird subconscious thing. Like they'll come in if you're not ironed, then they're gonna come in with no tie one day. They're gonna come in with like their tie is crooked, or they're gonna have their pants are gonna be all messed up. And the thing is that it might not seem like a big deal, but it reflects on their business. If they're a business of one. You want to make sure that your business of one is winning every day. You're ready. You got your clothes ironed. You got a haircut. You did everything you had to do to hit your goals that day, right? And if I come in as a leader and I'm not showing that example to my team, then they're going to do about 80% of what I do because they figure, okay, the human being naturally wants to cut corners. Where can I cut corners? Oh, where's the leader cutting corners? Oh, he's not really doing this. Like he says this, but he's doing it a little bit different.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm going to do it how he does it, not how he says it.
If you're cutting the corners, they're going to cut it even rounder.
Absolutely. Yeah. Exactly. 100%. So you have to keep yourself to a high standard, and then that's how the team knows what the expectations are. So you keep yourself. The number one way for to lead is to be a great example.
Yeah.
Just to be somebody who they would. Also, it's interesting. Like one of my trainers always told me, like, if I had an interview that day, I was coaching someone, interviewing someone that day, and like they would be like, that person after that day, they should think, oh, I could date that person, right? Like if they think about you and they think, oh, that's like a respect, then that means that you did a good job, because they look at you and think, oh, that's the type of person that I could be with. Now I don't want to be with that person, but I want to be on that level.
Yeah.
Right? Where they're like, wow, this is a really put together guy or put together girl.
Yeah, you like want to be friends with them. You know, you pass the beer test. Some people say, like,
oh, sure.
you would want to like get a beer with them. You know, likable person.
Well, I mean, in that job, it was we have something called the 48-hour rule.
Oh, what's that?
That means that you have to get a beer with your new person within 48 hours.
See, that's That's a genius system. That's a genius system.
See, we had a happy hour spot that was right across from the office. Whenever I have a new hire, boom. Tuesday, whatever it is, I go out, we meet up, we have drinks, I get to know their goals, what they're working on, what they're focused on. Their lips are a little bit looser because they've had a few beers in them.
Yeah.
They're willing to, and we have a moment, and then guess what? Wednesday morning, they are ready to go.
Good old alcohol.
Yep.
A little social lubricant. Yeah, get them.
That puts them at ease.
Do you remember like what was some of your highest earning like summers? Or I remember when they came and recruited me on my college campus, they were like throwing out some guys are making $100K in a summer, $100K in 3 months.
No, I never saw that.
I never got that big.
I never saw that. I mean, I guess the most I would do in a day was like $1,000, but that's like a crazy day.
Yeah.
That's like you've signed up maybe a corporate office who has like multiple locations, or you do a big win back. If I do a win back from Comcast and it's like a 10-line win back.
From DirecTV, yeah. Win back, right? We called it the, God, not the Grand Slam or something like that. A triple play.
Sure.
Dude, just you saying that it actually brought back like inner feelings of excitement.
Right.
Because when you said $1,000 day, I was thinking about, and I was like, have I had $1,000 days? You know what I have? And I've had handfuls of $1,000+ days because the win backs were like $500, $400, $500, $600 commissions, and I've had some weekends. I remember, God, flashbacks right now, where I remember the Saturdays used to be the best days because everyone's home.
Oh, interesting.
Right, and I remember I got like 3 triple play win backs, and those were like $600 deals in like one day, and I just remember going home and it's like, yes, that's like $1,200, and then the following Friday I get that check, it's like $2,800, and I'm like, yeah, $1,200 of that was from last Saturday. Boom.
And then you hit that gong. Did you guys have something in your office? We had bell party at the end of the day. So at the end of the day we had something called bell party.
Okay.
So everyone gets back at 5:30. We finish the work at 6. So we have our afternoon meetings. We recap the day. So right before everyone goes home, we have a bell party. New people would freak out. It was one of the funniest things. So suddenly, everyone would be in atmosphere. Everyone would be in the room. And then one person would just start going, and everyone, and suddenly the whole room was going, everyone like this. And then while we're all making that noise, somebody gets out a bell and a gong.
Jeez.
And everyone gets in a circle in the atmosphere room, okay? So we're all in a circle going, like this, making noise. And then if you made $100 that day, you would go up and you'd ring the bell. And then everyone would go, yeah! Right? So, right? And then if you made $200 or more that day, then you go up and you hit the gong. People would dance. I mean, people would be so pumped, especially a new guy who hit their goals.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Everyone's so excited.
Yeah.
Right. So everyone goes, and then they hit the thing. Oh, everyone goes crazy and freaks out, and then you go around the whole circle and give everyone a high five. And then we would do it for all the people. Now, subconsciously, this is such a mind F, right? Because if you don't hit your goals, how do you feel during bell party?
Exactly.
Everyone knows you didn't hit your goals that day, right? It's public knowledge. If you didn't hit your goals, the goal is $100 a day. If you don't ring that bell every day, something's wrong, right? So but if you did hit your goals that day, you get to show off. People will be doing break dances, so they're having a good time. But the new guys will always freak out because like, what is this? What is going on here?
Yeah, what fucking cult did I just join?
Right.
But no, this is it, because they say like public humiliation is the number one motivator, and then right next to that is like the status thing, which is what you get when you get to ring it. And this is going back to sports, and this is why like it's a sport. Life is a sport, business is a sport, and so you guys were treating your sales team like, yeah, we're a fucking football team. We're a baseball team.
100%.
It's all about the energy. It's
100%.
all about the camaraderie. It's all about the enthusiasm, the confidence, and like all those motivators set in place where the next day so it's similar to kind of like in sports where it's like on the next day, if you fuck up, on the film room, you're going to get called out. You missed your block or whatever the fuck.
Boom. That's what it is.
Yeah.
100%. And oh man, people, I can't tell you how many new guys, they just want to hit that bell. They don't even care about the money. One guy comes to mind. I had a guy who, his dad was crazy wealthy, right? This guy doesn't need money at all, right? But he was just shy, a shy guy. He didn't grow up with any skills. And he just wanted to hit that bell. Yeah. He didn't care about anything about money. He just wanted to be able to close deals, right? And he wanted to be able to hit the bell. So, we got a little bit of time. So he wanted to be able to hit the bell, and that motivation was more motivating for some people than money.
Yeah.
It was just showing, just social clout, just like knowing other people know that, this person is capable. They can do it, they can hit their goals, and they can achieve it.
You know what I'm thinking about? How do we do this in a remote sales team? There's like some button on the Zoom. I know there is some like emojis where you can press it and it like does a little celebration.
Something like that.
That's what I'm thinking about right now.
Like
I want to bring this worldwide.
100%. The best part is seeing people change.
Yeah.
Like you see people who come in who might be shy, or maybe they have some other skill in a different industry, and then they start doing sales, and then they get results. And they start winning. Okay, dude, right.
I'm the poster kid, shyest ginger kid, got into sales, and I like low key, like I would never have seen myself as a salesperson, and start doing good, and then like totally out of there, broke out of my shell in terms of like speaking and confidence, and then that was probably factors of what led me into being so comfortable vlogging and now becoming a YouTuber, from door to door. So it helps people, break into their true selves, right? Because they can be in all of these talking with strangers
it's a skill.
Situations where in real life, it's so easy to just, I'm going to avoid. But it like really just fucking cracks. Like I think everyone, I think vast majority of people are not shy. They just maybe need to get cracked in that shell, a little bit.
Well, I think the number one thing for that type of person is big goals. That when you have big goals, it's like blinders.
Ooh, that was probably me as well. Yeah, I was so motivated to make money. Like, I got into it because a friend, my friend Aaron Kraft, I was with him a couple days ago back home. He's like, yeah, man, I just made $1,000. I guess this paycheck for $1,000. Got this new job like from Craigslist, and I was like, what is it? Get me on that. $1,000 in a week. Immediately. I was like, I don't care what it is. Like, let's go. Can you give me an interview?
Right.
That was literally the situation. And fucking next day, I come to the team meeting. I'm shadowing. Boom, rest is history. Exactly. It was all like I was just so motivated. By money,
had big goals.
By money, and like that's what everyone's fucking motivated by, right? And so, yeah,
that's what it is. But that's also why people will, when they get, for example, if you have a goal and you hit that goal, then people will tend to take their foot off the gas, right? For example, like what you'll see a lot with people who are maybe not completely tenured, but somewhere growing to like become a tenured like salesperson. Like there's a learning process, right, where you keep going, and you'll see a lot of people will they don't, I guess they're not willing to put in the work, maybe, right. So you have to be willing to put in the work. You got to fail forward. What was the thing you just mentioned about that before that?
I was motivated by money.
Oh, right, the goals. So when you have a big goal, or you have a goal, then you hit that goal, then you tend to release the pressure, right? And then what happens, this is a repetitive cycle that a lot of people are in, and is that you hit your goal, you put the pressure on, you work your ass off, you're really motivated, then you get a result, right? And then you're like, okay, I don't feel so burdened or pained anymore. I can relax a little bit. I have some breathing room, right? Yeah. Then you let go of that pressure. And then guess what? The results become less because you're putting in less action. Yeah. Right. So but when you have a big goal and you write down that goal every day and you're focused on that big goal, you don't fall into that pattern because even if you get what you have, it's not that goal. Yeah. So you keep going, and you keep pushing.
Did you guys write down your goals? Like, I want to make like $1,000 this week or something, or like?
We would have SMART goals. It's an acronym for SMART goals. So it's one of the first things you would do with a new person, right? They're on the team. You go over like expectations. You go over a lot of new hire stuff, but then you also go over SMART goals. How to do SMART goals. So it's a SMART. It stands for S is specific. So the goal should be specific. So it's not I want to earn a lot of money. How much money do you want to earn? I want to earn $1,000 a week. That's what's good for me. Okay, cool. That's your goal, $1,000 a week. Number 2 is measurable. So M, it should be measurable. You have to be able to measure it. Are you getting closer or getting farther away from your goal? Right? A is attainable. So is it something that can be attained? Right? I want to fly tomorrow, without wings on, not in an airplane.
Yeah.
Probably not going to happen. It's not an attainable goal, right?
$1 million this year, yeah.
Or I want to earn $1 million in a month or a week or something. It's not attainable. But it also bleeds into R, which is realistic.
Yeah.
So is it a realistic goal, right? So is it realistic?
Yeah.
And then the last one, what was the last one? T, timely. Timely. So do I have a time on that goal?
Right.
So I want to earn, like a lot of people who are not good at goal setting I want to earn a lot of money. That's their goal. Okay, well, that's a terrible goal, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to earn $1,000 per week by October, the second week in October. And the way that I'm going to do that is by X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3. And that's how you set a goal.
Were all of your guys' goals basically that, like money amounts?
No. Some guys, see, myself, I guess it varies. Some guys wanted money. Some guys, like myself, just wanted to learn a skill. I wanted to become good at sales. Because I knew that I've always had the visions that I was really young to be a billionaire, be very successful financially.
Whoa, nice.
I don't know why. Some people, I just have this in me my whole life. I've always been working towards this goal, right? So, I set those goals for myself, and I guess I just always push forward. Yeah.
Let's make a remote sales course, make $1 billion.
Oh yeah.
We can do it. Biggest one in the world.
A billion. I'm just trying to think of a good answer to your question. I guess the biggest thing for those people is just set the goal. Just set the goal. And it doesn't have to be a financial goal. It can be a personal goal. Like you want to learn a skill, or you want. Some people.
I want to quit my job is one for a lot of nomads in the Discord. We started to do just weekly, we're calling it accountability calls, where everyone just comes in and says their goal for the week, and for the quarter and for the year. And so that was exactly what I needed to know.
Right, and then knowing how those goals add up.
Yeah.
So if you have a weekly goal, does it lead into your quarterly goal? Does it lead into your annual goal? Does it lead into your overall goal? Right, and then, for example, if my goal is to do 1,000 sales a month, then how many people do I need to talk to hit that 1,000 sales per month? Yeah,
break it down into pieces.
Right, and because a lot of people will say, "Oh, I want to do this," but when you do the math, it's not a realistic goal.
Yeah,
it's not possible. Like, that means you have to talk to 10,000 people a week for that to work. Like that goal isn't real. Right.
So I've seen some people break it down into your daily checklist, your daily goal, because it all comes down to your daily, what you're doing every day, right? So. That's a good thing. So if you say, okay, I want to make $1,000 a week, then okay, what's your goal today? It is to hit 100 doors or something.
Sure, exactly. Yeah. Or even like I want to sign up 2 customers today, or even better, I want to get really good at presentation today. I want to. We always have my team goals. I mean, we would even go as far as every Sunday I would have a 20-minute call with everyone on my team, one-on-one. What are your goals for the week? We do a Sunday evening call, right? So we meet up. Hey, John, it's let's say it's 6 p.m., 7 p.m. on Sunday. I have like 2 hours. I talk to my whole team. I say, hey, what are your goals this week? What are you working on? Oh, I'm working on Jones Effect. I really think that I didn't use it last week. I want to get better at Jones Effect. Oh, last week I lost a few sales because I wasn't indifferent. I want to get better at indifference. All right, bet. Perfect. I'm going to work with you this week on indifference.
Okay.
So we're going to have a meeting. If this is my new guy, I'm going to have a meeting with you before work starts. So we're going to meet at 7. Work starts at 8. I'm going to meet you at 7:30 at the deli across from the office.
Wait, in the morning?
In the morning.
Jesus, how?
Right.
No way.
Every day.
For door-to-door?
Every day.
And then how late would you go till?
My days, I woke up at 5:30. I went to the gym from 5:30 to 6:30. I take a shower. I'm ready by 7. I meet my team at 7. We have breakfast from 7 to 7:30, and then And then I have like maybe an hour. I have like, I have a 20-minute one-on-one with this guy, a 20-minute one-on-one with this guy. I'm already having 5 meetings before we even start the day.
Damn.
Right? And so then we're doing, and that's the deli across the street. And then we all get in our cars and drive to the office, and that's when we actually start our official day. And then after work, we go for happy hour. So we wrap up from the field at 5:36. We finish around 6, and then we go to happy hour till like 7:30. Right? So I'm working, I get home, I'm in bed by 10.
Damn.
I was 20 something when I was doing that job. I was like in my 20s, high energy, right? You're a young guy, you got lots of energy.
Yeah.
I'm my head hits the pillow, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah,
I was sleeping on this. I didn't have a car at the time. I was taking the subway. I was waking up at 4:30 the first year because I didn't have a car. So I'd take a train.
And you were just like carpooling with the other guy, drop you off, and you walk around?
I was in an apartment complex living with my girlfriend at the time. I would take the shuttle bus from the apartment complex to the subway to a transfer, to another transfer, to a bus to my office.
Yeah.
Every morning.
Y'all motherfuckers, the remote sales guys, just wake up, fucking roll out of bed, don't even have to put pants on, flip up the fucking laptop, you're in your room.
It's so easy.
Hey, Sally, how you doing? Oh, boom, and then you're making your commission right there. We got it. Oh, man.
It's incredible.
So easy.
Yeah.
And wow. Yeah, you guys really had the system down. You were doing all day. Like, I started like afternoon going out at like 2, 3. But damn, bro. Door to door hustle, door to door fam right here. Door to door squad. And so, hey, if you watch to the end of this thing, then definitely share with your fellow door-to-door guys.
Yeah, go out there and implement these things and then leave feedback on how it helped you or how it didn't help you and then we can give you coaching or maybe leave a comment on what you could have done better.
Dude, yeah, let's do some coaching. Let's bring 100%. Let's bring this to the remote sales world, baby.
Mm-hmm. People really, the thing is that once you do it once and you succeed, it becomes like a drug. Right, because you're like, once you close your first deal and that person signs, and you're like, what? I just did that. I couldn't do something, and now I can do it, and people respond to it. It's like, keep it coming.
Making money is it's a dopamine hit. It's a drug, whatever you want to call it, just like everything else. And so I remember, as I said, money was the big motivator. And I look back and I think, how was I doing that? And it's just like, when I go up to that door, I do see $sign. I see, okay, that's okay. They need a phone and internet. Okay, that's $120. And it's in the back of my mind. I don't have, it's not on my face or my actions in terms of commissions in my eyes, but in the back, we're motivated by the fucking green paper, baby. We're motivated by that. And so
100%. You understand the opportunity, you have your goals, and then also it's when you're talking to the customer or when you're in the sales situation, you're closing a deal, and then you get the close. The rush that comes from that is just wild. Yeah. It's wild. It feels like you became like a wizard or something. You know what I mean? Like you can do some magic that other people can't do. Yeah. Right? It feels that way. Yeah.
Dude, even doing it remote. So I've been, taking on prospect client calls, inbound calls for my Amazon ads agency for the past 5 years. Didn't realize I was doing remote closing, but it was, and I was just closing. Our customer was signing up, closing her, signing her up, whatever you want to call it. The other day on my parents' couch. Actually, we had two. Actually, one of them, my dad listened to the whole call because he was he was like, "Hey, you got some new business?" And he was like, "Hey," he was like, "Good," but it was a reminder. Is when the client, when you're moving forward, it's like you do get a high.
You feel good.
You get a high, and you get kind of a rush, and even today, I still get kind of nervous when they say all right, what's the next step? And I'm like, what's the next step? And it's all right, so we're onboarding. So do you have Slack and you're moving forward with it? You, even still today, you get that little bit of nerves and so all right, they're signing up. Okay, cool. All right, what's your email? What's your Slack?
I've woken up to the high ticket store and I've gotten 50K days, 60K days before, right? Or you'd be like 60K in revenue or 20K. But I'm not talking to those customers, right? They're just on the site. It's just traffic, and then they shop, right? So it's a great feeling. Like, whoa, I wake up and I see, I got these sales. But there's something different to like talking to somebody one-on-one and then closing a deal. If you feel like, it's hard to describe. Yeah. It's something that everyone should do, and also anyone can do. If you could walk and you could talk, that's what we would say. If you could walk and you could talk, you could do this job.
Yeah.
Right. Anyone can do it. It's not crazy. It's not difficult. And I guess the last thing that I want to say is a point on. There might be some people out there who have teams. Right, who work with or have partners or who have maybe it's a sales team, maybe it's a customer service team, just somebody who has a team. This is something that very important that I learned when you have a team, is there's 3 things that every partner or employee needs in order to stay with you, right, for stickiness. Number 1 is this is kind of off topic, but that person has to make money.
Yeah.
Right? Number 1, they have to be earning money. They have a paycheck, they have to get that paycheck. If they're working on commission, they have to be good enough in order to close deals, right? Number 2 is they need to be learning something new. So you have to constantly teach your guys and teach your girls new stuff to share. They have to be learning. Yeah. People don't just want money, they also want to better their skills.
Right.
And they want to learn and want to keep growing. Nobody wants to be stagnant. Right? The last thing that every person needs is they need to have a relationship.
Yeah.
So you have to have a relationship with that person. So if you have to know them, be connected with them, you don't have to be like their best friend, but you have to have a relationship with them that is growing and continuing. So if you have someone on your staff, a partner or a team or anything, and all these 3 things are being hit, that person will never leave. Very powerful.
Dude, I'm going to implement that. I got my Amazon ads team, not just the American team, but I got the Philippines team. And then, soon we're going to have, the sales group, students, and our remote sales training extraordinaire, #1 university in the world for remote sales.
What's the name of it?
I don't know yet. Yeah, this was dope. I love talking to the door-to-door, fellow door-to-door hustlers, and I'm messaging with tons of them ever since I started doing that. And I was like, I've been starting to realize, oh shit, this is my crowd, because I used to be one of y'all. This is like the niche, as I was telling you, to pivot into, like door-to-door guys, and or inside sales reps that are corporate, because I also did inside for Comcast, inside sales for half the day, and then went outside.
Oh, interesting.
In the last 2 years, I went for corporate Comcast.
What was better, outside or inside?
You mean make more money? Well, it was
80%.
It was 80% outside. The inside was only the follow up. So you would call everyone who wanted a follow up call.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
And or call the leads on your list that didn't answer the door or whatever.
Right.
So you could do that.
Oh, so you get the lead list.
Yeah.
Oh, right. We got the lead list in my 2nd year of doing it.
Yeah.
Before that, we would just do it. We had nothing.
No information.
Nothing.
About
so
the addresses.
All cold. Completely cold.
Yeah. So you don't even know. Yeah. But this is like kind of a full circle. Okay, I have this all this door to door, and then because of Marcus now, like I shared his thing, and then my mission is all about just helping dudes be digital nomads, who want to be digital nomads, helping motherfuckers who want to come live and work remotely in Thailand or Southeast Asia, Bali, because that was my whole thing. How the fuck do I do that? And
well, this is a great avenue. I mean, people like will, if people succeed, they'll want more. Right? Just like in sales, right? For example, like if someone takes this knowledge, they take this training, they go out there and they get a result, and if we have like a proven method, a proven system that they're able to do. Like for example, anyone can learn sales, right? For example, so they could watch this video, they could learn how to do sales, they can get the 4s, 5s, and 8s, they could have the system, but then it's like having a hammer but no nail.
Yeah.
Right? Like you have a hammer, all right, what am I going to do with this hammer?
Yeah.
Right? I got to have a nail, I got to know, I want to hit the nail on the head, and I put it in the wood. So you got to have something for them to do.
Yeah.
Right. So if we have like maybe I could have them train and sell in my course or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Or whatever it might be.
It's the offers. And so that's actually what I want to, because now it comes down to, obviously, you got to get your client. If you're a remote sales freelancer, come to get your first client. One of my students, Tom, he just got a client or a job closing gig on Upwork. So I'm talking about that. It's so way easier than ever to get clients. We have Instagram outreach, we have LinkedIn, we have cold email, and so that's the whole other side of remote closing is getting your client to close for, right? Contacting the business, hey, can I be on your sales
leads,
team?
right?
Yeah, getting your leads.
Sure.
That's lead gen, which is a whole nother subject.
We don't have time to get into that today.
Yeah, you got your flight in 2 hours.
I know.
Is it
No, flight's at 11.
Oh, 11.
11.
Oh, okay.
So I have to leave my house by 8 to be at the airport. Yeah.
Got it.
I got time.
6:10.
It's 6:10 now?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta leave in like 20 minutes or so. 30 minutes
cool.
maybe.
And then, so while we got you,
what else you got?
Well, we haven't even talked about the miles thing.
Oh, we can talk about that.
How do you stay in free hotels and fly? How do you stay/fly free and have 1 million points or whatever?
Oh, very technical jargon there.
Yeah.
1 million points or whatever, right? I noticed it in the text.
Yeah.
I think that the thing with points is you got to be doing something online first.
So you have the lots of business spend.
Right.
You use the Amex Gold or the Chasing, prefer to get 4x points.
I mean, on ad spend, if you're considering just ad spend, then those cards would be appropriate. But you have other expenses too, like cost of goods.
You're buying the cost of goods.
Right. You have cost of goods. You have any other business expenses. I mean, you have software,
lots of business,
contractors,
lots of business spend.
Yeah. So you spend all this stuff, and then you could add up the points. But it's not only that; it's also sign-up bonuses.
Right.
Right. So you get the new cars, you get the sign-up bonuses, and I mean, one example of a technique I did recently was I got the Chase card. So I got I didn't have any Chase cards. Now I have like 5 Chase cards, right? And then I used those points to redeem at Hyatt, and I stayed in Bali for 2 months in the Grand Hyatt. And then, actually, this was in Virginia, but the same process applies. Is that I would get my referral bonus points, use those for hotel stays, and then get status with the hotel. So I ended up getting Globalist with Hyatt, which is like their highest level status, for free just off of sign-up bonuses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then now when I go to a Hyatt hotel, you have free breakfast, you got free dinner, you got 4 p.m. checkout.
So you get all the perks by status.
You got suite upgrades. I mean, it's like super value. Nice. So you can do the same thing with airplanes. Airplane status for first class upgrades and stuff like that. So the main thing is to get your business credit profile organized. Making sure that your name is correct, your address is correct, your business address is correct, making sure you're listed in 411.com, you're listed online, so when the credit card underwriters go to find you, then you're an instant approval.
You're talking about if you want to get a business card.
Well, that's how you get points, right? You get the card and you use the card to get points.
I mean, so for most people, they don't have a huge business expenses. So, for example, for me, I mean, what the credit card hacking in general, to me, just refers to the sign-up bonuses. So if you don't know, if you're American, you sign up for a new card, and you can have unlimited credit cards. And people don't realize this. I didn't know this. You sign up for a Chase card, you get approved, you get 80,000 sign-up bonus miles. You meet the minimum spend either through your regular daily life spend, or there are some
or even
some workarounds.
Prepaying taxes. You can prepay stuff.
There's some workarounds like prepay. You just Google workarounds to hit the minimum spend, and then you get the sign-up bonus points. And then 3 months later, you sign up for another card, and you can do that multiple times a year, and then rack up points. As if you follow me, I've only flown business class. I just got off a business class flight a couple days ago. 88,000 points, Air Canada, from Seattle to Bangkok, and business class.
Check points.me. Use points.me.
I just did a video about that as well.
That's a great reference. It's a great resource. I mean, it gives you all the redemptions. I'm using for this. Okay, so here's an interesting one. Do you know about the ANA Around the World trip ticket?
You were telling me on the phone. Right.
So I was originally in Hawaii. So I spent 2 or 3 months in Maui. I was just in Maui for 2 months, and then I spent a month. I'm buying real estate in Hawaii.
Nice.
Right? So I went to all the islands.
Nice.
I went to Honolulu, I went to Maui, I went to Kona. I didn't go to the Kauai on the far left. I didn't go to that one yet. Maui was so nice. I was like, I'm just staying here.
Nice.
I left right before the fires.
Damn.
I was at the place where the fires were on the 4th of July.
You're in Lahaina, wow,
Yeah, Lahaina, right. Okay, so maybe it's not evergreen, but it's important. It's like really topical, you know. So anyway, the point was, I was ANA, the Japanese airplane company.
I actually took ANA here.
Okay, right. So they have a round the world trip ticket. And this round the world trip ticket allows you to visit 4 continents, 3 continents. You can go around the world, right? You have to hit at least, I think, 3 continents and go across 4 oceans. There's certain rules, right? So, but either way, I got I got a flight from Honolulu to Bangkok to Korea, Korea to Amsterdam, Amsterdam to Miami, or Newark, right? So it's like 5 or 6 flights, right? If I were to fly, I had to go coach because business wasn't available. But only one flight didn't have, or only the America flight had business. So I had either way. Guess how much? What do you think is reasonable for points?
For points,
Yeah.
I mean,
if you heard that,
normally U.S. to Asia business is 100,000.
okay.
So I would think that would be like, 400,000.
You would think, okay.
Yeah.
So this ticket, if you did business the whole way, for 2 people, it would be 140,000 points.
Whoa.
Amex points, 150,000 Amex points. For coach, I think it's like 90 something points.
And how do you get this?
It's I'll send you a link. It's on Frequent Miler, a Frequent Miler website. It's a ANA RTW ticket, round the world ticket.
It's just a promotion they have.
It's something. It's one of their main offers they've had for years. I mean, I think it ends up being I got like a 5 cent per point redemption. On Amex points.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
And Life Miles is another great one. I'm sure you know about Life Miles.
Life miles?
Yeah, Avianca Life Miles. Oh, that's another one, man.
How do you get those?
That's Avianca is Barcelona. No, Colombia. It's a airplane company from Colombia, I think.
Okay.
And they have Life Miles, and they're in what is the name? Sky Team.
Yeah.
They're in the same alliance as American, whatever that Sky Team, I think. So they're in that partnership, and so you can book those tickets with Life Miles, and the redemptions are super cheap with Life Miles.
Oh.
I mean, like a one-way ticket, I think in the U.S. is something like 7,500 Life Miles. So it's very cheap. It's a great redemption. I mean,
Nice.
I used it for Japan to Bangkok before, and I got a 12 cents per point redemption.
Nice.
That's incredible. 12 cents per point. MX points are normally 2 cents per point.
Oh shit. Yeah. So, long story short, as if you're American, then you should be flying free. And more information below.
Yeah, 100%. It's a game. I guess we can wrap it all up and bring it full circle.
Yeah.
Is it ties back into financial literacy.
Yeah.
Right? It's a language. Like this education, this knowledge is a language that certain people speak that other people don't speak. Just like someone could speak Spanish and you don't speak Spanish, right? But somebody knows Spanish. So there are people who know financial literacy and other people who don't.
Yeah.
Things like reward points, credit cards, like how to take advantage of these things, how to use leverage, how to build your business credit report, how to get trade lines. All these things are not taught in school, and you wouldn't learn it unless someone, showed you, introduced you to it, right? So, get literate.
Get literate.
Get literate.
Completely legal to do, guys. This credit card thing, by the way, and then. Thank God for YouTube. We can learn anything, I
like the points guy. People kind of diss on them because he's too mainstream. But when I first discovered the credit card game, I spent a month on that website. I read every article. Yeah. I mean, I just read everything. I just absorbed all the content.
I did too. I started with somebody, back in the day, and then actually I met Trevor Wright at the same Dropship Lifestyle Conference, and I think Trevor Fenner was there too.
And so I did Trevor's mile method. He's OG. Yeah, so he's the OG, and I signed up for his. He's in Thailand as well. Whatever. He's here now. Is he in Koh Samui now?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's gonna be here hopefully. When he comes through.
We spent a lot of time in Bali together. He's like, it was like the four amigos. It was like me, Zach, Trevor, and Trevor. And I would sneak them into the dinner. Because for globalists, I get free dinner.
Oh, you mean at
the Hyatt. So they would come to the Grand Hyatt and they would give them my room number. They would sneak in. We had dinner. Nice. We had like a mastermind every night for like weeks, like 3-4 weeks.
Nice. Nomad life. I think the camera died and the mic died, but we still got the phones going.
It's good. That even more than enough. We got more than enough.
That was good, bro. Thanks for the sales training. I'm fired up.